Us two.
Just us two this week, guys.
No more guests.
Not for a little bit. We'll keep you guys updated on new
Some
happenings.
more. Yeah, coming.
But
This is the Margins Podcast.
yeah, to let you guys know, this is the Margins Podcast, where we talk about books.
The ones that
leave a mark
start a conversation.
or stay with you long after the last page. Guys, welcome back for another week. This week, like my boy Steve Harvey says, we got a good one for you.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Today, we sink into
Katabasis.
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 There's a few different pronunciations of this.
But it is a dark academia fantasy set in 1980s Cambridge, where two rival magic PhD students literally descend into hell to rescue their deceased professor and perhaps confront the academic demons inside themselves. Ooh, that relay, that playback. I'm just hearing myself talk.
I gotta lower it
Because I'm like, hey, guy, stop talking.
Right.
Yeah.
So yes, guys, this is the new novel by R.F. Kuang. Kuang. Mm-hmm. I think I got that correct.
Yeah.
And you guys will be familiar with her other books, The Poppy War, Babel or Babel, depending on how you want to pronounce that. This is one of their newer ones. Yellowface. Don't want to forget that one. So we're familiar with her work, and this is one of the books that we tried to get on the ARC list for. Didn't work out.
We? Oh, no, we did not.
It didn't work out. We tried. We put in our bid.
Yeah, and they were just like,
Yeah. You guys aren't big enough yet.
it's actually still pending.
Yes.
They said, which funny, we are, I should say, ARC readers for Dungeon Crawler Carl. Of course, we got it like 5 months after the book came out. But hey, Matt, we will take it
We're on
at
the list.
any point you give it to us.
On the list.
However that sentence means.
Yes.
You can clip that up. I don't care. It's fine.
But this is one of the ones that I was really excited. I
Bro,
really
you were
did want to get
raving
it
about wanting to read this.
Really wanted to get into the margins on this. And
I see what you did there.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, do you want to give them a little teaser on what the novel's about?
I already gave him that teaser, bro.
Oh.
This guy, I told you, one drink before. One drink.
He did good, got the teaser.
Yeah.
1980s, Cambridge.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I remember.
Are you gonna do not repeat it all?
Huh?
You guys know.
Yeah.
It's fine.
We can clip that.
It's
no
fine.
problem.
What I want to know,
Yeah.
how are you doing?
Doing well. Busy, but busy's good. Some prospects. Prospects always get me excited. It only takes a little bit of a hope. You know, can turn the tide. But yeah, all in all, everything's good. Neri's, she's back in the routine of school, so that's great. We're trying to get the boy potty trained so he can go to school too. So,
Have you tried the Miss Rachel video?
no.
Because everyone's been raving about that one. I'm not joking. That
Miss
dropped.
Rachel, we'll try it. And if this works,
Yeah.
I'll send you a Starbucks gift card.
Yeah. Me?
No,
I recommended it.
No, yeah, you no.
I'll block it on yours.
I'll bring you a coffee.
Maybe I'll take that.
But yeah, so that's it. What about you? How's everything going?
It's been good. Back to, I was able to get back into the swing of things with working out this week.
All right.
But it's been a push and pull, or lack thereof, I should say, of push and pull since Max came into our lives, trying to figure out our schedule.
Kind of hard. Like,
Yeah.
once you have a kid.
I was always my group, my system knows I've always been a 5 a.m. at the gym, very much have my routine, very monotonous and fine with that. But bro, when you throw in tonight you're getting 3 hours, tomorrow you're getting 5, then you're getting none of sleep.
Yeah.
That 5 a.m. It's like
a punishment.
Yeah, it's a punishment. And then there's the whole thing of you just hear you're not picking, you're not really getting, whether it be gains or losing weight or whatever it may be, it's not at its highest potential when you're sleep deprived, you know?
Yep.
So then you let that run and you're like, well, I might as well not go today then. So anyway, now that the boy is 1 year old, I'm finally, I'm like, okay, I can't stop going. So I got my Bowflex dumbbells at home. Been doing some stuff there. Got our stationary bike, and I'm feeling it this week. And then today I took the boy to the zoo.
Okay, how was that?
Los Angeles Zoo. Always the best.
Yeah.
Always the best. Literally the best because it's back to school.
Okay, so it's chill.
No buses today.
That's awesome.
Not a single, well, there's kids there, but not a single class of kids. The only people that were in groups running around, like doing stuff was Disney employees were there today doing like a scavenger hunt of like photos and stuff. So they were the most annoying, and they weren't even annoying. It was just like, oh, there's a group that's trying to get a picture with. But because of that, checked like every box of all the animals today.
Awesome.
I could show you the pictures, but like literally the chimps, the gorillas, they were all up next to the glass chilling.
Yeah, because there's just not a lot of people.
We saw the jaguar, which no one ever sees. He was down by the glass. It was dope. It was a really good zoo day. Love Los Angeles Zoo. We've donated to them.
We did donate to them.
We did donate to them.
Look at that. Margins supporting our local venues.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. Awesome. I love that you did that. And, Max is 1, so as he's gotten older, I'm pretty sure he likes interacting and stuff with the...
Oh, yeah. I should say the whole reason it was a great day was because this was the first time he was in the room with us, basically. Where he was like, instead of just like, every trip before this, he's been more interested in the posts in front of the enclosures and the exhibits, where he's just like, oh, look at this. And this time he was like, oh, I'm pretty sure he thinks everything's a dog. So the whole day I was like, look at that doggy. Look at that doggy. Look at that, that's a tall doggy. Cutest kid. But he was loving it. He loved the otters. He loved everything. Yeah, I've got some fun videos and pictures of him. Him in his little bucket hat. All right. Optional prompts that I've thrown in here. If your kid, either of them, suddenly declared that they wanted to major in something absurd, what would secretly delight you?
What would I be happy about?
Yeah.
If they just like, oh, I want to major in... that's tough. Probably like astrophysics or something. Because I love physics. Yeah, so I probably like astrophysics. I love space. I love physics, and that's like a mixture. In another life, I would have probably did something in that realm, So yeah, definitely astrophysics. What about you?
I think anything music or movies, obviously, because they're my two big loves.
Yeah.
Music specifically, and that's not something that I do partake in. I mean, besides little things, but not like in the actual. Making money or anything of that sort.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he pursued that, I think I'd be super excited.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
What are we drinking?
So, are we at Between the Wines already?
Yes, we are.
All right. So, for Between the Wines, today we are drinking Whisky. And I'll put that up for you guys. As you can see, there's like a Mobius strip there. I think that I tried to get a little bit more in the weeds of like themes today. One of the reoccurring themes of Katabasis or Katabasis is that nothing's a contradiction and everything's a contradiction, right? How everything folds in on itself. And I really did enjoy that reoccurring theme and like they go over it in different, perspectives, different ways. So I really did enjoy that. And it was easy for me to find like a bottle with like hell, some kind of inferno on it. But I thought this was more keyed in on what the main themes were that R.F. Kuang wanted people to take from the book.
And it's low ski, pretty good.
And it's low ski, pretty good. Good one. I see you.
Those
Look
dad
at you.
jokes. Those dad jokes. Because we're dads. You get it.
But it's a pretty light wine. So if you guys are, you want something that's not gonna knock you down, check it out.
Now, guys, let's get into what we love the most. We keep making this joke about, well, it's not even a joke, but we keep pronouncing it many different ways. The reason why, I could insert a clip, I won't, but R.F. Kuang has also, at multiple events, pronounced the book differently.
Yeah.
So that's why we said Katabasis. I can't think of the other ones.
Katabasis.
Sure.
Yeah. See?
Yeah. Someone says it that way. I know someone does.
100%.
Now I saw I have the physical and the audible or the audio book. And I even called Christiana right away when I heard the audiobook. I was like, even the book says it differently.
Yeah.
Which you brought up the great point.
Yeah.
That
it's English.
Yeah. It's a very English book.
Very English book. And
very English book.
I went into this, although I was excited for it, I'm like, oh yeah, I really want to check it out. I kind of brushed over the fact that it was like Cambridge, and I'm like, because a lot of times when you read books now, or it can be based anywhere, and it kind of, you're like, oh, this can be anyone, but there's so many English influenced things in the book. This is a very British book.
Yeah.
Like, for sure. I guess we can use that pronunciation. Katabasis.
I'm going to be going back and forth. I know I'm not.
Yeah. I'll try. We'll see how long that holds up.
Yeah.
We'll see how long that holds up. But, I guess we can give like a spoiler-free synopsis,
absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
All right, guys. So, spoiler-free synopsis here. Alice Law lives and breathes academic magic in Cambridge during the 1980s, but her world literally caves in when her mentor dies in a magical accident. With chalk and arcane theory, she and a rival grad student, Peter Murdoch, journey into Hell's 8 courts to retrieve his soul, and perhaps their own sanity. This is a book of academic satire, moral reckoning, and dark humor. The first essence of other things you get is Dante's Inferno.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's and it does come up. It's referenced
so many times.
So many times in the book. I think that one thing I really liked about the book, from like a fantastical element, but then also just in general, I like my magic to feel real. As much of a contradiction as that is. Contradiction. If you read the book, I'm getting a lot of contradictions. But I like my magic to feel real, and I do think that R.F. Kuang did a great job at making magic feel scientific.
Yeah. Having it be very specific with rules instead of it just being
magic for the magic's sake. It's mathematical, it's scientific, there's theorists, and there's a lot of backstory and reasoning behind the magic.
Yeah, all the way to the point where we have Alice, who is a linguist,
yes,
and Peter, who is like more of a mathematician, or that's where he excels.
He's a logician who excels at mathematics.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. And also for our listeners, for our viewers, we will be doing a deeper dive after our 5 hard questions. So you guys can still stick around for this.
Yes.
Don't think that you're going to be lost in the sauce right now. We just want to give you a brief synopsis and a little bit of what we thought about the book before going too deep. But yeah, was it what you expected?
No. I can't. I really couldn't. Like how the book went, I couldn't have guessed it. There are certain things in there where I'm like, oh yeah, I can see that happening. But in terms of like the full scope of the book, it was definitely a different ride for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we did request for the arc, but did you read the synopsis before?
Not at all.
Yeah, neither do I. I like going in blind.
Yeah.
You had read the Poppy War.
Yeah, I read the series, right? So I've read, a few books by her. So I'm like, oh yeah, I love her stuff. Let's check it out. No problem. And I can't say that they did different things for me. You know what I mean? For the Poppy War, I enjoyed the characters more than the story slightly. You know, for this, the story really carried the characters for me.
Yes. Agree.
Yeah, so I think that she wrote it from a different angle, but it was great. I enjoyed it. I mean, it was good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed
it. Going into it again, went in blind. One of the things I told Christiana right away was that you're just kind of thrown in.
Yeah,
you're thrown in right away. They started at the problem, and then backtracked throughout. Literally backtracked throughout. With little inserts of what was going on, so or what had happened previously.
Right.
So that was super interesting. Our characters, Alice, Peter, Professor Grimes, none are perfect.
No, not at all.
I think that's probably
that's one of the main I guess ideologies in the book. While I was reading it, like I was maybe 3/4 of the way through, I was like, she should totally do a co-write a book with Joe Abercrombie.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Because they like there are certain things they both do very well that are so complementary in terms of like these imperfect heroes.
Yeah.
I think that that would be for like a dark fantasy. That would be crazy. It'd be crazy.
A little bit before we go into the 5 hard questions, Arf Kuang. Christiana can call me a liar, rightfully so, because I was misinformed. But Rebecca F. Kuang was born May 29th, 1996.
Oh, we're almost birthday twins.
In China. She immigrated to the United States.
Jesus, you were so wrong.
I said, bro, she's so British. She's so British, man. I've seen so many videos of her. Liar. Yeah, immigrated to the United States at age 4.
Okay.
And grew up in Dallas.
Wow.
She graduated from Georgetown University with a BA in International History. Wait, I'm not a liar. Studied at Cambridge. And master's. Is that a master's? I'm not. In contemporary Chinese studies at Oxford.
Okay.
As a Marshall Scholar. And she is pursuing a PhD in East Asian languages and literatures at Yale. Gosh, every one of them. Why don't you just throw Harvard in there? Why don't you just do it?
MIT, whatever. Yeah. Do what you like, Rebecca. We get it. You got it.
Alrighty. Her 6th novel, Katabasis, is a dark academia fantasy about 2 graduates who travel into hell to retrieve a recommendation letter. It draws from her academic experience, and her existential themes have sparked early TV adaptations and interest with Amazon, MGM, and many others. So, yes, I did tell Cristiano when we were talking about how British this book is. I was like, that's because she is British, dude. Again, do your research, guys.
And I believed you. And to be fair, it was believable because, like, I lived there for a while, and so some of the stuff that she was saying, like Weatherspoons. Most people don't know what the fuck Weatherspoons is.
No,
guys, Weatherspoons is like, depending on the generation you want. For millennials, Denny's was a staple. Weatherspoons is like a better Denny's. It's like Denny's on crack.
IHOP.
No. Denny's, if Denny's, IHOP,
Waffle House,
and your favorite bar and Waffle House all had a baby, that's Weatherspoons. Great prices,
like those Northern Lights.
Great drinks, great food. Go there after the club. Go there after school, whatever. And they're everywhere, and it's just
because they're your family.
They're your family.
Yeah. Digestives. That
really, I called you after that. I was like, no one knows what the fuck Digestives is. Like, I remember when I was in Europe I was in London for like a year before I finally got the balls just to ask them. I was like, what is this?
You didn't know for that long?
Yes, because I was like,
that's
why
funny.
the fuck would I want to eat something called Digestives? It sounds like a medicine.
I know, it does. It sounds like a laxative.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I grew up, he does not like, that's not so much he doesn't like it, but he just doesn't agree with me. I love British humor. I love British things. So my father He's from New Zealand
Yeah.
because of the heavy British influence there. I grew up watching Mr. Bean, Fawlty Towers. I love the original Office. And for that reason, I like watching a lot of the BBC shows. So for this book, for me, there wasn't, I didn't have like any drawbacks.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I get it all. Well, I didn't have any drawbacks because of the British aspect. I should say. Let's clarify.
And let me clarify. It's not that I don't like British things. I'm just like,
All of our viewers, we just lost so many of our
I'm
British
not.
viewers.
Yeah, right. All of we do actually have some UK people.
Okay, watch your mouth.
But look, check this out for my guys, because probably my friends out there that are actually tuning in.
Yeah.
You guys know me. It's not that I would move there right now if I had the ability to. I'll move back, I should say. I love living out there. I love the culture. You guys don't have the best food. You definitely don't have the best snacks.
Chocolate, you got us. By far, you got us.
Even for that, like dark chocolate, yes. Regular chocolate, no.
Yes, regular milk chocolate.
No, fuck
Cadbury.
no. Yes, the Cadbury eggs are
No.
The Cadbury
Caramellos, all of their chocolate. Our chocolate tastes like plastic.
No. Dark chocolate, I'll give it to you guys. I would die on this. You're not the only person.
You could die.
Yeah, you're not the only person that says that. But everything else, I'm not a super fan of the beans on toast. Fucking, I'm good. I did it for years and years and years and years. I'm fucking good. Okay, and I can watch.
You did your time.
I did my time. I can watch British TV and stuff. To be completely honest, I think that the music scene is so much better than like anything else out there. So when I was out there, that's what I did. I indulged myself in different kinds of music, different kinds of clubs and sets, and different because it's like a real melting pot. Like I know we say that like, oh, we got a melting pot here in LA or in New York, but like London, I was in London.
Well, what does the streets of London smell like?
I'm sorry?
With the streets of London, well, specific parts. I always hear like, oh, curry. Everyone's like, like depending on which area you're in, it's very much,
Yeah, you'll get Chinese food, great Chinese food, by the way. Go over, you're gonna have your pick of Indian food.
Yeah.
And
chicken.
it goes on and on. It goes on and on. Great. There's good food out there. It's just not English.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Great tea though. You guys got me into tea. I still drink tea.
Blood sausage?
No, thank you. It's acquired taste that I never acquired.
Taste, yeah. Y'all can keep that.
I mean, I like Misfits. It's British.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyways, off of that, over to 5 questions.
5 hard questions right here.
All right, let's do it. So 5 hard questions. As you guys know, this is a segment where we take 5 hard questions and we meld in themes of the book, and we try to incorporate different things, bring it back to like regular, interpersonal communication, things that attach to you and I.
Yeah.
We want this to be really conversational. Want you guys to engage. If you guys want, we made a 5 hard questions Reddit. Go check that out, where we list all of our 5 hard questions. Leave a comment here on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever. But yeah, do you want to start it off?
Yes, please. All right. Alice and Peter literally walk into hell for answers. What's the one bad idea you went along with because you thought you could handle it, but realized too late it was way out of your depth?
I mean, I bought a car. My first car was a stick. I didn't know how to drive a stick. I was just walking down the street. I had some money. Money was burning a hole in my pocket.
Obviously.
And I saw this car. I was like, all right, this is a nice car.
That's for sale on
And
it?
I could add for sale.
Okay.
I was like, I can afford this car. And so I called the number. The guy was like, yeah. I was like, can you come right now? He was like, right now? I'm like, yeah, come right now. So I came, and he's driving around. He's like, just show me that it worked. Because I'm like, I'm trying to get it for sticker price, And I'm like, I can afford it. I got the money in my pocket. So I'm like, no problem. Yeah. So he drives me around the block. I'm like, okay, shit, it works. Okay, that's all I need to see. I want the car now. One go around the block, I want the car. And so I was like, yeah, I got the money right here. So I hand the money. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna age myself. It was $600.
Damn.
$600 Ford Escort. It was great. Anyways, so I don't know how to drive a stick. And so after the guy gets out the car, we got the car, we shake on it. I'm like, hey, give me the pink slip. I give him $600. I'm like, hey, I don't know how to drive a stick. Do you mind taking me on the block one more time? Yeah, bro, no problem.
You're saying so you could learn, so you could watch and then. Cool.
So we get in. He does a spin around the block again. Same the one we did to show me that the car actually drives. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, I got it. He's like, you sure? Yeah, I got it. No. First and foremost, 2 spins around the block is not enough to learn how to drive a stick.
No.
There's so much more.
So much.
So I didn't learn how to do like the clutch properly because that's not something I couldn't see that. I can see everything else, the shifting and see it stepped on the clutch.
Yeah, unless your head's down there, which that's a whole nother episode.
Yeah, like the pressure, like you know.
Yeah.
And so
balance. Yeah.
I totally was stopping and going like this, and as soon as I learned how to I can get it into first, so I'm just over revving that bitch.
That clutch was gone.
That clutch was shot, but I eventually got it. Not eventually, I got it like within two or 3 days because I had to out of necessity.
Yeah,
out of necessity. And then I taught all my friends how to drive stick because I was like, this never happened to anyone else I know. But I trashed that car for the first, and I remember flipping out in the 4A intersection because I let go of the clutch, so the car just turns off, right? If you don't have it in neutral.
Yeah.
If you have it in any gear, guys, for people who don't know how to fucking drive a stick like me at this time, if you have it in any gear other than neutral and you let go of the clutch, it turns off.
Yes.
I let go of the clutch, that's just that poof.
Yep.
And so now I'm like, what the fuck? Did the car break? And I'm just
freaking out.
I'm freaking out, and I was obviously people are honking at me, fucking cussing me out. No one came to save me. I just ended up figuring out how to turn it. Oh no, I called the guy back. Actually after I'm being stuck. So I called the guy back. I was stuck in the intersection for like 5 minutes. I'm like, hey, I'm stuck in the intersection. The car turned off. The car I was driving, the car turned off. He said,
"My guy,
is it in first? Are you still in gear?" I was like, oh yeah, okay. He said, and he taught me how to get it. So anyways, 2 days I learned how to drive a stick. I was fucking professional. Within a week, I was driving with my knees, eating.
I think my brother-in-law took me to a parking lot and let me practice there for, I want to say like multiple times. Like it wasn't just once, it was multiple times. And then it came up, I had a Honda Prelude. I think it was a 96 Honda Prelude. And that was going to be my car. I had been using like the family automatic car all week. And then Friday night there was a party I wanted to go to. And the only option I had was the stick. And that night I learned.
Yeah.
It was, I definitely stalled out a couple times on the way, but that was the night that I was like, took all the practice, put into motion.
Yeah, necessity.
Yeah, out of necessity.
Yeah.
I had to get there.
You got to get going.
I will get there. Yeah. I think for me, coming to that question, there's a job I took early on, and it was for collections.
What a stressful job.
Yeah, Cristiano knows, and it did. I was forged in the flames, and for that reason, it wasn't the catalyst that made me good at customer service, but it definitely made me hyper aware of people, their needs, how to talk to them. When the conversation starts at a 10, as soon as you announce yourself, they're like,
what the fuck do you want?
Get a real job. You're a piece of shit. Like, definitely. I had that call multiple times. But what that call turned into so many times was them saying, and this is me patting myself on the back, was them saying, after the transaction or after the conversation, them saying like, hey, I just really hope that you're able to get a different job.
Yeah,
He's like, you were,
yeah.
like, thank you for being so helpful. I hope that you're able to, find something else, just because I can't imagine this being like good for you.
What a stressful
Paid
job.
great. The worst part of it, it's not, we weren't talking about like credit card collections or like a gym membership.
Yeah.
I did it for a company that collected on home mortgages. So I would call across the country, and it would be about, like, I'd call like in the Midwest and be like, hey, I'm calling about your property, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, that was taken out by the tornado. And I'm like, regardless of that,
That's tough.
will it be debit or credit? That type of situation. I was actually saved from that situation by one of my best friends, Dallas. His parents own a glass company. It was my first marketing and a business development job. They hired me on because they knew that I was good at networking, and they were like, I don't want you having to do that every day.
Yeah.
Dallas had just like moved back home, and so I was over at their place all the time. And they were like, yeah, come work for us. And I said, done.
Yeah.
Done.
Easy.
Done.
Easy.
Yeah. All right, number two.
Number two. All right, so if your professional or social life were judged in hell, what ironic punishment would you get? I guess if it was work.
I know I just mentioned collections. The other job that I'm still proud of, because I piloted the program. It was very successful. It's something on my resume that's, gleaming, was I did run a retention program. Piloted, created a retention program. So people trying to get out of a contract or wanting to cancel their contract with the company I worked for.
Yeah.
I then figured out and planned out the flow chart of what to say, studied, negotiation, listened to Chris Voss and, the art of negotiation, and learned tonality and mirroring and all these things. So I'm so appreciative of all that, because socially I feel like I'm adept, but as far as doing that every day, that would be my hell. Having to talk to an angry person, whether that's doing collections, whether that's doing retention, whether that's cold calling to get business from people that I worked for in the past, not for, but within the past. Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
because I took a similar path. Yeah, so all the door knocking, cold calling, learning how to turn a fuck no into a yes is a skill.
Yeah,
it's a skill, and it's one of those things that you have to learn by fire. I'll never forget the days where I went home pissed, because I just got cussed out 20 times that day.
The worst thing about the door knocking, I did it for a pest control company. I was with them for a long time, but was when you then sell the product, the service, whatever it may be, and then someone on the operations side has a bad day, which everyone has. So it's not like, but because of that, what you promised was under-delivered.
Right.
And then all that work is
gone.
Yeah. Rightfully so, but that is a tough day.
It's tough. That's tough.
Day.
Definitely sales. Yeah. So that's the hell. That's the work hell right there.
Similarly, hell in the book is different for everyone. If your personal hell had nothing to do with fire or demons, what would it actually look like?
Being stuck in a room full of inconsiderate people, maybe, I guess. Just obnoxious.
You weren't going to finish that, right?
Yeah. It's like everything begins and ends with their comfortability. And we're all adults, and I just think there's no place for that. it's you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm getting hot thinking of that.
There's no place for it. It's something that Naya would tell you. I talk about all this fucking time. I'm like, I don't get it. How could you be 50 years old and be so inconsiderate? How could you be
unaware? You
know what I mean? It's that for sure.
Damn. Puzzles. Mine would be puzzles. Y'all are crazy. You want to sit around and what's on the box? Let's look at these little pieces. Rachel loves puzzles.
Yeah, me too. I love a good puzzle. For sure.
Crazy. But that is my personal hell.
You know, it just popped in my head. You like on Avatar, how like every Avatar chose like different toys.
Oh yes.
Right. Or actually, I guess I chose specific toys, the same toys, but out of a bunch of toys. I think that's like akin to that, where some kids just gravitate towards certain things, and as you get older, it just builds a foundation on top of it. You know. So problem solving, puzzle. Right?
Yeah.
Some people are more like tactile, or like my son will do anything with a football, a bat, or anything already. So you can tell like, oh, he's gonna be very apt in this space. So it might be that kind of thing.
Yeah, puzzles.
Yeah, understandable.
Puzzles. Understandable. And maybe someone covering songs I love. But horribly.
To be honest, I barely like good covers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it has to be like, you still have to make the cover your own.
Right.
Where you play maybe a different instrument, make it acoustic, slow down the tempo, speed it up, whatever it is, where it's not just the same song and then a different voice.
Yeah.
Unless your voice is so, there's definitely those artists out there
that are amazing.
That I'm like, oh, you can cover it. The Kelly Clarkson effect that everyone says, like, man, if Kelly does any type of cover on it, absolutely. Right. I get that. So,
That's good, though. That's good.
That's good.
Should I do the next one?
Yes, please.
Betrayal threads through Katabasis. When did you realize someone you leaned on wasn't actually in your corner? And what did you do with that truth? Ooh. This is very true to the book, too.
Yes, it is. Damn, I've had that with employers. I've had that with
betrayal's funny word, though. Like, I don't know if I would call it betrayal. So you can call it betrayal. This is probably like the people pleaser in me. I don't know if I'll call it betrayal, but like a learned lesson. That's probably the way that I remember it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can be a full-fledged adult, and realize like, fuck, not everyone has the same intention that you have, which can be a huge letdown. It can be a huge letdown.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. There's a line, I love the show Suits. It was like a day one with Suits, and there's one episode where one of the protagonists is friends with the CEO of a company, and come to find out it was someone at that company below the CEO was doing something unbeknownst to him.
Yeah.
And the line is, when the guy goes to the head lawyer and was like, I didn't know, Harvey. He says, it's your job to know. And that was something that always stuck with me. Like, I to some degree, like, ignorance is bliss. But when you're in a place of responsibility, I didn't know isn't
enough.
It isn't an excuse. It's never an excuse.
Right.
It doesn't give you the opportunity. It doesn't give you the right to like micromanage to a certain degree. But but not knowing is, just never an option. So that was something that crossed my mind. I can't think of anything particular while thinking of these. I never want it to be like a question where it's like, what was their name? Or
who
like,
was it?
So what point
where did they live?
Yeah.
But I actually do have a specific person. I brought him up before. I'm not going to name drop him because fuck him. But my finance manager for my university in London, like the book. So in England, like the book. At this point, I'm thinking that everyone who works for a school who's like an administrator, they're there to help you succeed.
Not this guy.
Not him.
No.
Not him at all. Before he even got to really meet me, he told me to fuck off and like go home. You can't afford this. You can't do this.
He's there to cut the fat.
Like this, yeah. He's like, yes, he's there to trim the fat. And I still haven't. Even right now, I'm getting hot over it because like that was such a disappointing moment in my life to realize that it kind of like shattered the glass ceiling or whatever. I was like, fuck. I thought everyone was here to help me make it. And in reality, like I have one of the key people, or like I'm asking like, oh, how can I do this? And my issue wasn't that like, yeah, I couldn't actually afford it because family support, no problem. And I'm like, no one's really been to college like that, and you don't have anyone to pay for it. I don't have anyone to co-sign a loan.
In a foreign country.
But I went with a shitload of. I had like great grades and sports and extracurriculars. It just like not all money can cross overseas.
Yeah.
No one told me that. I already accepted this place. I go there, and within my first week, I learned that, like, oh, all those scholarships you got, like those grants and stuff, those are locked
U.S.
to specific. The U.S. specific. So I'm like, fuck. And so I'm going to meet this guy, like, how do I make this up? What can I do? And he just like, he didn't even try to think of nothing. He was like, oh, you can't afford this, go home. And to this day, we can line it up. To this day. And he was probably like a big part of the reason why I finished, because I didn't want to finish so many times. Like I really tried to quit. And yeah, fuck you. Fuck you.
You, your dog, your kid, all of the above.
Yep.
Okay.
Especially his kid. His kid went to the same school. And
no way.
He fucking told me, he's like, my son can afford this because I work here. Fuck you, bro. Fuck you.
Damn, you made it personal. Did you know his name?
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Did you know?
No, he never told me his name, which for good reason.
Yeah.
At that point,
found him.
Right at that point,
found him.
you inherit your family's beef. Like,
yeah. Just find him, and then you date him, and then you break up with him.
Yeah. That's exactly.
That's what you were thinking, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. For sure.
Yeah. Alrighty. Now for the wild card question. You're offered a one-time truth serum conversation with someone in your life, past or present. Who do you use it on? And what's the one question you demand an answer, an honest answer to?
I would pass on this.
Are you saying on answering this question?
Yeah, I would pass on this.
on getting the truth serum or answering on the podcast?
Both.
No, I'm using it. I'm using it not for what y'all think, because I'm not getting in trouble.
Yeah,
not today. Hey, let's find out some of these conspiracy theories. Let's find out if those aliens are there.
Yeah, did we really land on the moon?
Yeah, all of the above. Let's make it about that.
Yeah. We can go there.
Yeah.
If that's the case. No, I
would use it for?
I'm out.
These shows that were canceled, like Last Man on Earth. We didn't get the final season because I think it was Fox that canceled. Screw you, Fox. I'd use it on Will Forte. Tell me, Will, what's the last season? I know you knew what you were gonna do.
Right.
So tell me what it is. I would put that truth serum in your mouth, and I'd say, boom. Tell me.
That's good.
Would you want to find out about Hunter x Hunter? You want to know the rest?
I've learned enough to know that knowing too much, it's its own burden.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one of the reoccurring things that I wish all the time was that like I thought less about things. Like I truly do wish that I was less introspective. I wish I was more free with my thoughts and more ignorant with everything. I think that ignorance is bliss on a certain level.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I would actually refrain from this. Yeah, for sure.
I'd use it on you then, and then have you answer this question. I got him. You know what? So that is the end of the 5 hard questions. That was the last one. Before I forget, one of the notes that I put down that is not about the book, but about the Harry Potter series. So Chris Columbus, not the sailor, adventure, conqueror, whatever he is,
whatever you want to call him.
But the director of the Harry Potter films.
Which one?
The first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He was talking about an interview. This is where clickbait comes into frame. So earlier this week, I see a headline or like an Instagram meme, not a meme, but a report that says like breaking. Christopher Columbus says like, why are they even redoing the HBO, like doing the series after seeing a photo of Hagrid? Why are they doing this?
Yeah,
Bro, the spin on that. I watched the interview. What the man said was, I saw that he said, when we shot it with the original Hagrid, what we did was we had them walking through London and through Diagon Alley with, this massive actor with the mask of Robbie or of Hagrid on,
yes,
which you can see in the film.
Yep.
Multiple times. And they're doing the same thing, but now with Nick Frost, who's playing Hagrid. And what the line actually was that he was flattered that he's like, what I thought of Hagrid and how he dressed was something that I came up with. So for them to continue that, he said he not realizes like, oh, I didn't believe in it before, but he says now seeing that, he gets now that the series is going to just give the audience more of the book, because you're going to have that much time, like 10 episodes to be able to dive into each season, is what he was saying.
Yeah.
Which is why he was excited. So I'm just saying, as far as what was shown, we all know about clickbait. We all know about these headlines that, try to get you to see one thing and then you read it and you're like, oh, that's not what's being said. But I saw that, and as we always talk things about Harry Potter and the world of Hogwarts, I thought I'd bring it up.
Yeah, it's great. I'm glad he likes it. I'm glad he's excited.
I'm glad he's excited about it. Is what
awesome.
that tone. I'm glad he's excited about it.
Exactly. Not gonna lie, there's some proven grounds there for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm gonna tune in because, of course, but I'm not gonna be happy about it.
I'm not gonna be happy about it.
No.
Let's go ahead and do this. Let's do this before we do that.
Yeah, 100%.
I should have flipped that.
Okay.
So yeah.
So guys, we're going back into the book to do a deeper dive.
Deeper dive time, guys.
Yeah.
So those of you that have not read the book, feel free to stick around. We'll definitely let you know I didn't list a spoiler zone, but we'll definitely let you know when we get
to
in
the spoiler zone. Yeah, we're not spoiling.
We're not there yet.
Just giving you a deeper understanding of the tunes of the book.
Mm-hmm.
So this is very much academy based.
Bro, to the degree.
Yeah.
That's why I got dressed up the way I did today. I'm very scholarly.
Buttoned up.
I felt like our Rebecca, R.F. Kuang, really went in on painting that this was academia. It wasn't just like, even with like, so Name of the Wind, it's a magical, mythical, not mythical.
Yes, you could say mythical.
Sci-fi, whatever. Fictional, I should say.
Yeah.
Fictional university, dark academia, magical place. Whereas this, it is a sci-fi or a fictional version of an actual university.
Right.
So Cambridge, real place for you Americans.
Yep.
Very real, very prestigious.
Mm-hmm.
But they just added the aspect of magic to it. And I felt like she brought into our eyes what she feels like, or not what she experienced, I should say, of what like scholarly academia looks like.
Yeah.
In those conversations there.
Yeah, I could see that. I've been to Cambridge more than a few times, been to Oxford, and it is the way that she writes it, you get the gist of it. Like, yeah, very much.
It's very. I was gonna jump with cutthroat, but it's very.
It's like its own bubble.
Yes.
Like just for everyone out there, because not everyone could have went to Cambridge or Oxford or some shit like that. But like, you guys all been to high school, and high school's very cliquish.
Yes.
Right. Who's who? Who's in? Who's out? Who's smart? Who's not? Who's good at sports? Who's not? Like, it's very cliquish, and it's like that, but exacerbated, to adults.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think that she did a good job at showing that part of it and like how grueling the academics part of it can be, but then kind of juxtaposing that with like the actual social aspects of it. Right. And even down to, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not really like competitive. It is competitive, but like your barometers are other top students. Your barometers are some professor, right? And this is you don't have to go to like campus for this. So, even at my school, I had a couple professors who were like, oh, on TV, and they were going to go speak at the UN. And so like you wanted to be in those professors' classes, right?
Yeah.
You wanted to like pick their brain, talk about stuff, how to read over an essay or whatever. I think that she really captured the whole academia aspect, because the whole story takes place in that setting. Even hell.
Yeah.
Right.
They kept that theme
They
going.
kept that theme going. Right. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Which I wonder if is the theme. I'm almost certain that the theme would be different depending on
who's
going through it.
Yeah.
Because like, what would an average Joe showing up to hell and seeing like, oh, here's your transcript. These are the different, like, be so lost.
Right.
Yeah. Which is the point still of hell, but not to that degree where it's just like, I feel it's like reflective of who you are, what you've been through.
Yeah. I think that what it did for like, as a plot, like, because the whole academia thing ended up becoming its own character. Yeah. It helps you understand how people are matriculating through the different levels of hell, right? Because go back to Dante's Inferno, you got different levels of hell that you have to go through.
Yeah.
And very much so in this book, in Katabasis, it's like you have to matriculate, you have to graduate, you have to go to desire, graduate from desire,
pride,
wrath, or whatever. You got like different. You got to go through the pride, as you said, death, right? You have to go through all these different human aspects, and you have to graduate from them, to matriculate from them, and then only once you've been through them, then can you be reincarnated. I think that yes. And I had that thought, like, is this just her perception? This is her personal hell, right? And like, absolutely, I can see that. I can see that being the case, but I also think that even if they superimpose that for everyone else, it would still be okay because like the whole
because of the different levels of it. I think more so of the fact of like the libraries and but at one point there was like the clock tower, and
right?
Like more so the physical aspects of it.
Definitely, and I think that the interesting part that R.F. Kuang did is that she made it very specific to every character. Like they all had specific pieces of that hell, right?
Yes.
I forgot her name. I didn't forget it. I wouldn't be able to say it anyway. She was on the boat.
Yes, I know. Immediately when it starts with an E. Yes.
First off, her hell was the path that she had to take, right? Because there was not a lot of answers for her. Like she's on a raft. She's on a boat, basically. Peter... His was, I think, a little bit more. It's very similar, but it's not the same because for him, she's actually. I'm not gonna say she's a piece of the hell, but like their feelings, like they're like there's a lot of unsaid things going on.
Yes,
not just between like the two main characters, but also between the professor that they go down to hell. Save
Grimes,
right? Between Professor Grimes and them as well. There's like a lot of unspoken things. So, like hell happens on a microcosm and a macrocosm in this book.
I meant to look this up before. I apologize for not saying it before, but Katabasis. Do you know what it means?
No.
That's something that I don't remember them ever mentioning the word in the book. Do they?
They don't mention the exact word, but her it's a derivative of the term, and she says it a couple times. It's her mantra where she says, "My name is blah blah blah."
Oh, her stairs.
Yes.
Oh, yes, because the way she remembers is her stairway.
Yes.
Her stairwell, which actually makes sense because katabasis is an ancient Greek term meaning a going down or descent, and refers to a journey into the underworld or a similar low realm. Did not know that. I didn't mean to look that up before we got into this, but it just came to mind. Yeah, their hunger. I know we kind of covered this in 5 Hard Questions, but their hunger drives them to do this. Like their thirst for what we believe is their thirst for, this letter of recommendation, their ability to learn, to the point where, is it a spoiler saying what the price was? Do you feel like? Because that's pretty early on.
It's pretty early on.
You guys, give me 5 seconds. I'll say it really quick. We'll say a mini spoiler, if that.
I don't think it's a spoiler.
I don't think it is. Yeah. But in order to go to hell, you do have to pay a price. And these guys offer up half of their remaining lifespan.
Yeah.
So you have 30 years left. You just gave up 15.
Yeah.
You got 10, 5. You know how math works. I'm pretty good at math, as you can tell. I'm not giving any more examples. But that hunger, because what they said was, I can either live a full life that is
full of regret.
Yeah, full of regret, unspectacular, nothing shiny or remarkable. Or I can go out in flames. Yeah. Doing something great, having a shorter lifespan, but really living.
There's an interesting, which I won't get into right now. I guess I'll get into it in the spoilers, but there's an interesting juxtaposition to that. Mm-hmm. That happens in the book, but it's also very, it connects to like real life. I had a professor, he was my spatial design professor. Mm-hmm. And he was a super cool guy, but like he would just like take us around the city, see like architecture and like different design stuff, and like try to get our brains going. And I remember me and one of my classmates and friends, Steph, she's from France, and so he was like he took us to Canary Wharf, and Canary Wharf is like as like the ticker, like Times Square, like it's like, very, very, very modern. He's like, yeah, you guys probably are going to end up in one of these kind of buildings, one of these high rises, running a company. I can see it in you. You have that kind of drive, that kind of motivation. He's like, an old man like me, I realized that that's not the path. Like, it's like in my old age, I realized that's not the path I wanted to take. I thought it was. But now he's like, I just really want to live on a farm, like making wine and drinking my own wine. And like, he's like, that's my goal. Like, that's my motivation. And his big thing was for us to like understand that what motivates you today is, don't think that won't, like that the yardstick doesn't move.
Oh yeah.
Like,
it better.
Yeah.
It better. Rachel, a couple weekends ago, I mentioned this on the podcast, went on a girls' trip. It was for our friend's her birthday, and they went to the clubs of Salt Lake City, as you can imagine. But we're talking about, doesn't matter how old they are. A little bit, they're not. We'll say they're not 18.
Yeah.
My wife obviously isn't 18, because that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Okay, I'm gonna stop digging myself in a hole right now.
Right.
But they were out and about, out in a boot, and they said a group of, I think there's 5 girls, 5 women, I should say, and this group of boys came by on those like bird scooters, the Lime scooters or whatever you want to call them, and that they passed them getting out of the car, and then they heard them braking. That's my sound effect. And they came back and they started spitting game to my wife, to my friend's wife, who's also my friend Hillary, as I've mentioned.
Yeah.
And they were just like, where y'all going? Y'all going to this? And they named a club, and it was like that. They knew immediately how old they were because it was like an 18 plus club that they were saying, are you guys going to this? Like, no, thank you for. And they were like, are you guys cougars? And like, which is like, okay, guy, don't leave with that. But when we're talking about the yardstick, the funny thing that Jake and I, who y'all know who Jake is because he's the one that I called on that segment last week or 2 weeks ago, was that one of the defining factors of these boys were all of their their phones when they showed them to our wives was their cars, and them standing in front of like their, I'm sure leased out Beamer or whatever, where they're like, oh, look at my car, like this is my life. And one of them, my favorite line of the night was, I make 5 figures. I make 5 figures.
But at 18, making so 5 figures is like...
No. I don't hate their game. Yeah. I love that he said it with his whole chest.
Yeah.
Like to say, hey, I make 5 figures, girl. I got you.
That's
Look
hilarious.
at this picture of me in front of my leased Beamer, Yeah, I'm not going to hate you, bro. I love my Honda Civic. It's paid for. I got a deal on it. Mm-hmm. But hey, with that yardstick definitely is moved.
It fucking moves.
Because I was there, Now maybe not scooters went around during that time. I wasn't saying that. I definitely wasn't saying 5 figures because I think I had the know-how at that point. But definitely had, very specific, like Audi R8 was probably the picture on the back of my laptop or whatever, my MacBook. But yeah, that's funny. That's funny. You say that. That was immediately what I thought of.
Yeah, man, you got to grow up one day. And, some people don't, but hopefully the people around you, they help bring you back to reality.
Yeah.
Which is also a very good theme in this book.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the company you keep and the ones you think that are good for you sometimes aren't so great for you. And the ones that you don't have any intentions for turn out to be great friends. They could.
Yeah. I think we've read so many books that are reminiscent of academia, whether it been even far-reaching, where there's still politics involved, but like Red Rising, Will of the Many, Name of the Wind. Mm-hmm. There's a book that I read that you still need to read called Tomorrow, 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 which I love, which is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. So good. You'd really enjoy that book, I think. But again, part of it is in a school setting, college. But hearing that, like the cliques, the competition, the interactions between, this mentor that you want to have, this professor that is, you want to impress. That is like has all these like red flags.
Yeah.
But has also those golden keys that you need for your future.
Yeah. So, I can't wait to get into the fucking spoilers.
Yeah.
There's a lot to unpack.
And on top of that, so Alice is American. So even more so, I guess that kind of reminds me of, Rebecca and Kuang, because that's how she is, as I've told you.
American, went to Cambridge.
Yeah.
But to be honest, you would never know that she said it in the book. Like,
no,
it's unless they bring it up, you wouldn't know.
They brought it.
Because even her references were British.
Yeah.
Like, do you get what I'm saying?
I missed it for the first. I want to say first quarter, if not first half of the book, that I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that was even mentioned, because it's so. Yeah, you're so engrossed by British culture.
Yeah, but I remember, because I took a similar path as Rebecca. Obviously, I didn't go to Cambridge or whatever, but like, even years down the line, I wouldn't have it. I'm not saying I'm struggling and eating digestives. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, no, because it's just not, it wasn't in my culture. Like, and there was other Americans I went to my school, and we obviously clicked up, and we would talk about this kind of stuff all the time. But like, our struggle meals weren't. We talk about like, oh, top ramen or something.
Top ramen,
like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like stuff like that. But so when I read specifically the digestives part, I was like, that's such a British thing to bring up. And then like in multiple sections of the book, they talk about her being from America, and I'm like, yeah, I guess, but damn, it's like she went to high school out there.
Yeah,
like,
it feels like.
I guess I don't have a high school, like not high school per se. They don't call it that.
University?
See, there are A levels.
Yeah.
So there are A levels out there. You know what I mean? And I was like, that's what it seems like. That's how, like, for Alice, the main character, she's so engrossed in like the culture. It seems like that. But anyways, I don't want to like overpower the plot with like my preconceptions of how British the story is, because it is very British. But I do think it's a good story. It's a great story in terms of breaking down. This is probably my favorite part of the story, how it breaks down and breaks apart the different specific, I don't know what to call it, your wife would because she's a psychologist, but like of the psyche, like the different parts of the psyche, you know, like dealing with pride, dealing with ego, dealing with anger and wrath, dealing with desire and lust, right? Like, I think they do a great job at breaking down those pieces of humanity and putting it out in front of you, you know, sometimes in a visceral way, like how Alice walked in on the people in Desire, right? Like the shades. It's interesting. I think that those are like my favorite parts of the book, though. It was definitely more about the story for me this time than like me really trying to understand the characters. Like, I think I was more engrossed by the world that she built around the characters.
Yeah, the characters felt super secondary to me as well. Where I was way more invested in what was going on in that world. You could have put literally anyone else in there, and would probably be just. I mean, not just, but it was as exciting, you know, because that journey was definitely the journey was unique in the sense of like what they would have to go through, the experiences and the story that the characters were going through themselves, their problems, their obstacles were not unique.
Right.
And that's not a knock. I think that she just focused more on the world more than the relationships that were happening, because it felt like pretty clear cut. Read not the story, but their what was going on with them.
Yeah,
I've read
like
that
their
before.
plot, their pathway.
Yeah, their plot, their characters. Even reading the characters we talked about, like, oh, I've read Peter before.
I
know who Peter is.
You've definitely read a Peter. You definitely read an Alice.
Alice had notes of unique. Siona.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely
from
not.
Blood Over Brighthaven.
Yeah,
maybe a little
overachiever.
bit. Yeah, maybe a little bit of Hemlock and Silver.
I could see that too.
You know, our girl there.
Fisher.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, this heroine who wants to prove herself and you know has a chip on her shoulder, rightfully so, because the world, you know, is not really, especially because it's 1980s. Cambridge. So even if it was a magical time or like a fictional time, it was still like. It was 80s. So.
Yeah, still the 80s, yeah.
You know.
So just to go over like a few of the notes on the deep dive discussion that you put down here, which I think are really intuitive. So academia as limbo, absolutely, you can feel lost in the sauce. When you're in university, it feels like first off, you don't know if you're doing the right thing, and if you are doing if you are doing something, like, is this what I'm, you know, it's gonna make me any money? Is this worth anything? Like, you actually do get lost in it. So I definitely like that. Sacrifice for prestige, absolutely. That's something I'm pretty sure a lot of people can understand and attribute to. Like, damn, I feel like I had to give up this to become this, or even get in the same room, right? Definitely, there's like a lot of like. Feminist critical lens, that's what it says here, but like I guess another way to say it is the world as a female student in a position of not power but prestige, right? So still imagine being one of the greatest minds of your year and still not feeling adequate because there's this other guy that is there and he has the family, he has the backing. And then also there's your professor who makes you feel inadequate in different ways, but you revere them, right? So you're not even like you're relationship with your inadequacies aren't even you're not being truthful to those, right? There's a part in the book. Actually, which I can't get into the spoilers. Actually,
Okay.
that kind of goes into that deeper. It's actually a pretty big part of the story, I think, in terms of like Alice's growth was coming to terms with that.
Okay.
So with that being said, we are getting into
The spoiler zone. Spoiler zone.
All right. So this will be marked on our description.
Yes.
So you guys will see chapters, whatever you're viewing this on, listening to this on. If you don't want to listen to spoilers, please feel free to tune in to our other episodes. Don't turn us off. Switch to our other episodes.
Go to the other episode. Don't be a jerk, dude.
Yeah. So I just want to jump right into this.
Yeah, please.
Alice is awful.
The worst.
She's not a good person.
No.
But good things happen to her, but she's not a great person.
That's why I said so. I know people like Siona in Blood Over Brighthaven. I won't go into Blood Over Brighthaven because that could be a spoiler for y'all. But similarly, another imperfect person.
Yeah, they can be better people.
Yeah, they could be better.
And make better choices.
Yeah.
Like,
Does our protagonist always need to be a good person?
but to do.
I'm not challenging you. I'm literally asking.
So like to do both poorly is what rubbed me the wrong way. If you're not a good person, make better choices. If you're making good choices, you can kind of not be great of a person.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We see that so many times where we're like, oh man, he's a piece of, but he donated that much money or he saved that person.
Yeah, like but to do both poorly, it's like, fuck.
It's real.
Yes,
There are those people.
But like, bro, why are you voluntarily running to this glass door?
True.
You know? Like, of course you got cut.
Yeah.
Of course you were hurt. I think that there were a lot of moments, especially between her and Grimes and her and Peter, that a mature mind, a brilliant mind, should have handled better.
Yeah.
And that's what she was. She was a mature, brilliant mind. And she did not handle these moments well at all.
But another situation, I know I've said it before, I won't clip this one because I already have in the past, but normal people. Communicate, people.
Fucking talk.
Say what you need to say, as the man John Mayer says.
The book would have been half the length if people just communicated.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
Y'all stealing books in front of this. It definitely reminded me of the Stacks, or what are they called in Name of the Wind?
I think it is.
Is it the Stacks too?
Yeah.
That he fought so hard to get into?
Yeah, he wanted to get to the Stacks.
But yeah, the fact that, the books you need are always checked out. You couldn't take the, like, if you're that invested, why aren't you, like, trying to find out who's checking out those books? Hey, by the way, I couldn't find this book. Whose name is on there? Right. When will that be getting returned?
Well, he knew. Peter knew.
No, I know.
But she was the one that was fucking blind. Yeah. For whatever reason. She's like Ray Charles.
He knew.
And so, Rebecca, this is probably something between you and I that we have to talk about. If it's gonna be a romance book, just say that. Like, you know. Yeah,
that
the whole point of the book. Her whole reason.
What it felt like. Because I would say this is a love letter.
Like a bait switch.
It felt like a love letter to two things. It's a love letter in the sense that, again, the spoilers on the side. Peter dies.
Peter dies.
Peter does
die.
Because we always knew that there was going to be some sort of switch for switch. Peter comes back. So it wasn't like jaw-dropping. It wasn't jaw-dropping. As soon as that happened, I was like, hey, how is he coming back? And, of course, let's offer up Grimes.
Yeah.
That's cool with me. I'm good with that. Grimes is a
that
piece
was like
of shit
a dub moment because he was a piece of shit the whole way through.
All the way to the end.
And it makes through. And she was making excuses for him the
that
whole way through.
Was the worst.
What's going on?
Yeah. She kept saying, like, when she was defending him against, I feel so bad that we can't remember her name. But again, the book came out Tuesday. Today is Thursday, and we're covering the book.
I'm going to find her
There's
name.
a little bit more on us. But yeah, go ahead and please.
Elsef or...
start with an E. I was going to say.
Start with an E.
but kept defending it to someone that you knew, again, spoiler, took her life. Not specifically because of him, because she did it in order to pursue this goal, but he definitely had a piece of it. He definitely tormented her, but still, you couldn't take 2 seconds to not hold your tongue and be like, victim shamer.
or just like, for the sake of this guy who's a piece of shit to me, to Peter, to
everybody,
I'm going to double cross her. Although she's clearly helping me out.
Yeah,
it's like she had a lot of options. She had a lot of chances to be a good person, and she chose every chance to not be a good person. And it tracked all the way through, even with the ghost guy. Greek. I'm gonna say, is it Greaves?
It's not Greaves. It's not Grimes. It's
Grimes. No, it's not Grimes. No. It's I'm gonna tell you guys. Hold on.
Yeah, you look it up. The second love story that I was saying that it's to is to academia. It's so embedded with like scholarly jargon and ambition and plot, I'll say, where it's just that is what it's about. That's more of a character that like it became more of a character than Alice and Peter.
Yeah,
like that was sure. I knew more about academia at the end of this book than I did about Alice or Peter.
And like the journey that you'd have to take through it, and that's why I was saying like the characters really take a backseat to the plot and to the plot devices. You know, they were really just complementary. I can't say that Alice or Peter or Grimes stood out. You only get really like you get like a chapter of Grimes.
Yeah, for me, for me personally, my opinion is I like a balance of them. I don't think I would like a world where the characters are really good but the story sucks, or where the story or the plot's really good but the characters are eh. I do like somewhat of a balance there because it just, you know, gets the people going. Whereas I felt like for me going through, I was like, I really like the idea of this story. I just don't love who I'm going with on the journey.
I'm sorry, Rebecca. Because I enjoyed the book. It was good. I do think that some things would have been more impactful on the front end versus the tail end.
Yes, we talked about that almost immediately.
Yeah.
Where I did say like, oh, we're thrown right into it. But sometimes the backtracking in order to find out like why it mattered. I was like, oh, well, this felt like it would have been better ahead of time, where I could have been invested in these characters more so and not willing to. At no point was I gonna DNF, but I don't know if that's more so because we were gonna cover this book or because I'm a people pleaser too and I like to finish every book I started, whereas this man obviously gives 0.
Yeah, I will quit a book.
Yeah, he will quit a book.
And I'm not saying I would have quit this book because it was good enough for me to keep reading
Absolutely.
it. But I will say that for impact, like gut punch reasons, Peter's and Alice's relationship and connection should have been a little bit earlier on. Grimes being like why he was a piece of shit would have been great to like know that a little bit more, but whatever, like don't touch Grimes, no problem, he's still a piece of shit. Understanding like Peter and Alice's why, because their why was so clouded. At first you're just thinking like, we know that Alice is there to save Grimes, because that's what she kept saying, save, and eventually became something else.
Condemn,
damn, torture, whatever you want to call it. But that happens so late in the book, right? Like at first, so for half or more of the book, you're thinking, oh, she's coming to save him. right? And they're just not catching up. No problem. Eventually, I realized, I was like, oh, they're never gonna catch him. Like, this is we might never see fucking Grimes. This story's actually about her dealing with her own demons. You know what I mean? But even to the end, she stayed true to the end. Like,
there were points where I thought, oh, that first part never happened, or she died that day that Grimes died.
right?
You know, where it was like
The explosion.
yeah, where I'm like, oh, that's gonna be a twist. You know, Peter was never there. She's been dead the whole time. You know, like that type of situation, just because of how like strange in a good way. Because spoiler zone isn't bag on zone, but in a good way that she made this afterlife feel like how like crazy and LSD like some of the parts were.
Yeah. So to get to like the LSD part, and the reason why I picked this wine, I absolutely enjoyed and loved the contradictory part of the story, because I've been saying this since I was, I guess I was in college and I was telling people this, but like life is a contradiction.
Yeah.
Like there's no such thing as a contradiction. Actually, everything that you think is a conflict, to you it's a conflict at that point in time, but to other people it might not be. You know, I don't believe in contradiction. That's actually what I would say years ago, and this book embodies that. That's the crux of the magic that they have. Like all the magicians, what makes them magicians is that they suspend their disbelief to create this magic. Obviously, there's other more scientific things they have to do, like the mathematics and stuff. I wrote a note in this. I didn't bring it up earlier, but there's a nod to Flatland in here.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Of course there is.
There's not the Flatland in here. But like, how can you not if you have a book that's full of mathematicians?
Yeah.
Logicians. Anyways, so I truly did enjoy the magic aspect. I enjoyed how brilliant the characters were. Peter, Grimes, Alice. I really enjoyed the shades. Like Hell was a great the picture that they painted, and I think she did a great job painting the mountains that they had to climb to pass on. Because everyone that she met, all the shades that she had conversations with, had different mountains to climb to pass on, right? So I thought that was really cool.
You get a good mixture of like the movie Soul.
Loved it. Great.
With What Dreams May Come. You haven't seen it?
No.
You would have reacted.
Yeah. What Dreams May Come? No. Soul? Yes.
What
Amazing.
Dreams May Come.
Yeah.
Robin Williams.
Ooh, I love Robin Williams.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
I love him too.
I know you do.
Yeah.
Not like that. Let's be clear. We're talking about like a few, like during the time of not a few good men, Men of Honor, and then like all of his great films during that time. We'll say during that time, not justifying anything. Okay, but no, Robin Williams. Let's just stick with Robin.
Yeah.
Highly recommend this film. Could not recommend it more. I love this film. Rachel and I always talk about it. So anyway, you get those shades. I did, in fact, find the names. I don't know if you did too.
Thank you.
Elsbeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
I was off,
Elsbeth Bays is the one that was on the ship.
Yes.
Very cool character. I actually really did.
One of my favorite characters.
I think maybe we were running through the characters in my mind. She might be my favorite.
No, for me it's the
John Gratis.
Yes.
Is the other one that you were talking about?
My favorite.
Yeah. John Gratis was cool too. So he was the other one.
Alice is a piece of shit to everyone around her. Everyone around, but Grimes. She was shitty to everyone with Grimes.
She was. I mean, we felt that with Siona.
Yeah, she's.
Yeah. But
Shades of Siona.
But
I get it. You know, I'm not against flawed main characters. I think that it's great to get a chance to be introspective because we're all main characters in our own lives, right? So I think it's great to get a chance to be introspective and see how their flaws how you would interact or wouldn't. You know, some things you're like, oh, I would never be in a position because I wouldn't make that choice. You know, so yeah, there you go. I will not lie though, from a very individual perspective, this would have been a short book because I'm not going to hell. I'm not giving up half my lifespan for someone who I actually fucking hate.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's the biggest spoilers, guys. Both characters hate him. Peter went only to save. Well, he went because he had guilt, and he knew that she was going to be going, but mostly because he thought that he hadn't done his due diligence, and because of that,
he kind of did kill Grimes.
Well, he did, but
because he wrote the formula that killed him, and she just didn't save him. She
chose not to.
Well, it's not that she didn't chose. She knew that something was wrong with the formula, and she just didn't do. She was like in autopilot mode at that point.
Yeah.
But he's the one that wrote the incorrect formula and knew what was going to happen.
It's true.
Right?
It's true.
So I would say that he's the one that actually killed Grimes.
Is how I felt about it until that line came again, which I know you've just referenced again, but the fact that she said in her like LSD moment, I saw that the loop wasn't closed. I saw it, and I still didn't do anything about it. Had it been like, oh, I just copied and I walked away.
She's unreliable for me.
Yeah. Well, we already said she's the worst, so let her be the worst.
She's unreliable for me.
Yeah. But Peter, again, not spectacular. Not crazy. Honestly, the audio version of it, there's a whole back and forth between the main narrator and then this one that's reading like the footnotes and kind of giving some backstory, and then they end up using that voice as
the
Peter's voice.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they recorded it, but it's almost like they went from like the perfection of, we'll say, digital or like a solid mic to then recording on a cassette. Yeah. Like his voice sounded muffled while hers sounded clear, and it just sounded like it just didn't sound great.
No, I didn't really like the switch up, but I guess I took it as she never really saw Peter as Peter. Mm-hmm. She had a skewed vision and I guess audio version of who he was, because she never like tried to view him as who he was. It was always through the lens of I gotta become this, I gotta achieve this, and I have to impress this person. Yeah. So once these three things are out the way, she gets to see him for him, which is why it was such a big thing at the end of the book, where she's like basically saying like his smile, and I get to spend a lifetime figuring out all the great things about him, and like, you know, because she's finally getting to understand who he is, and so like yes, like that's why he ends up becoming like, that's why he sounds like that. That's what I took it. That's what I took it as.
I take that. I understand that.
But once again, I wasn't thrilled about it though. Wasn't thrilled.
Yeah.
I get the sentiment, but I wasn't thrilled.
Three things that I listed in my notes while we were doing that.
Yeah.
How the undergraduates, so they run into these undergraduates. Sorry for stuttering there, but they find these undergraduates that died in this explosion, this fire, during their time. So they're shades, and they're in the afterworld. And in their mind, they have the ability, if they did X, Y, and Z, to do reincarnation. They choose not to, because their mindset is, if I do that, there's a good chance that I don't get to live the privileged life and have the opportunity to become this like scholar and live the way I did. Because I'm a scholar now, I understand the mathematics or the chance of me probably living under the poverty line.
Yeah.
If I'm reincarnated. So for that reason, I'd rather
spend eternity dead.
And we're talking about undergraduates that were so dedicated to their life that they probably didn't experience love, physical, experiences.
Right.
Or like, life, they never had kids. They never had, X, Y, and Z. But their mindset was, I'd rather, die a scholar, even not a graduated scholar, but just a scholar that went to Cambridge or Oxford or whatever, than reincarnate and go to a JC.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But you just reminded me of the point I wanted to make earlier.
Oh, yeah, go.
So in the beginning and up until probably like almost the end, it's a very linear story of Alice striving for her goals, saving Grimes because she needs to get a great job and be seen as a prestigious scholar. In the end, this flips to where she realizes that actually she doesn't give a fuck. She doesn't really care about spending her whole life trying to impress people that don't care about her. She really just wants to find people that love her and pour into them. That's why I brought up my professor. I didn't understand it then because I was like, definitely, I was what he said. I was like, he was exactly when he said like, oh, you guys probably want to and will be the owner of this big company and do this and do that. And me and Steph are like, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we want to do that. But like, it stuck with me to the point to where he probably changed the outcome of my life. Because from that day on, like every day since that conversation, I have thought about that. Like a mundane life is just as good as a life as any other life.
Yeah.
Like, do not ever think because you didn't go to school in London. Like, I went to school in London. It's a conversation. These are real conversations I have with my friends and my family and stuff. Don't ever think that because someone else did something that you think is prestigious or cool or out of reach or something you can never do, that makes them better than, or their path is better than yours. Life is super relative, you know, in struggle and in achievement. You guys have the same ups and downs. You could have done that too. You just didn't have the same path. And who's to say that would have been a good path for you anyway, right? So, and this is all hindsight, like, obviously, because I didn't understand what my professor was telling me, like, at that point in time. It took years and a lot of failure and a lot of... I'm not going to say I wasn't unappreciative, because I was always appreciative of it, but I was really ignorant to how it would affect me. Like, you know, like, because to other people, it's like, oh, you did all this crazy shit. You traveled the world. You achieved this. You did that. You know these people. You did that. And for me, it's always like very much first person. Like, that's their life. You know, like, yeah, I did this. But for myself, not so much. You got to understand that a very, very, very small percentage of people ever get the chance to be like that 1% you see on TV, or you see on the internet, you see on Instagram, Facebook. Like it's less than 1%.
This might seem superficial take on it, but something that kind of puts things in perspective for me is when thinking of that, like everyone's story is their story, no matter how mundane or how hyper fantastical it is. Think of your favorite, let's think of your favorite 5 books, your favorite 5 movies, your favorite 5 TV shows. Think of your protagonists in each one of them. Think about the job that they have or their lifestyle. Now take one of those and put them in one of the other stories. They don't fit there. Yeah. They wouldn't be as successful or as whatever in those other lives. But in the story in their story that you love, that you like watching, that you love reading, they are the main character. They've found happiness at the level that they want, you know, with the standards they have. Whereas, of course, if you put them into, you know, this other world where the outcome is, or like, you know, under the standards of someone else, they're not going to be happy. Right. They're not going to be as successful, you know. It's not going to be as enjoyable because it's not, you know, that's not what their life was supposed to be. So that's how I see the whole, you know, enjoy life as it is. Yeah. You know,
like take it day to day, enjoy what you have. And this is actually a huge theme of the book, like, because she's chasing Grimes and what she perceives as Peter's life, and like, take with a grain of salt. Like, yeah, they have this life. You also have a life that's just as important. Yeah. Appreciate your path. That's, if I had to put it in one sentence, appreciate your path.
Yeah.
The lows define the highs. That's one of the key messages that I took from the book. It's probably one of the main reasons why I was like, oh yeah, I would have finished this anyway. Like, I didn't love everything about the book, but I absolutely loved like the plot aspects, the development points. I think that they're very important things that everyone should internalize in your journey, especially if you're early in on the journey. Early in, not talking about age, just meaning like, I don't care if you're 50 and you're like, okay, I want to be an author tomorrow. Like, you're early in on that journey. Like, this has things for you to internalize and then embark upon your journey.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, guys. So this has been Katabasis, by R.F. Kuang. Rebecca, you did a great job.
Yeah, you did.
Don't worry, I'm not mad that you didn't put us on your ARC list.
Yeah, there's always the next book.
Yeah, there's always the next book. We'll be looking out. We'll be waiting. Yeah. I will, and I have, because I read basically all the other books by her except for Yellowface.
I still have Poppy War, I still have Yellowface, and I still have Babel. Started Babel, but Libby took it away from me before I could finish it.
Yeah. You have the Poppy War trilogy, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
That's what I meant when I said Poppy War. I know what I'm getting into. I know my series. Are you reading anything right now?
Yes.
Apart from all the ones you always mention, not always mention, but you've mentioned in the last couple of weeks, are there any new ones?
No, Diamond Mask, Iron Flame, and He Who Fights with Monsters.
Oof. I obviously finished Katabasis. And I jumped right into, I thought I was going to be jumping right into Blacktop Wasteland by our man, S.A. Cosby, because I have it currently on Libby. I also have Nightingale, or The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna.
Yeah, Kristen Hanna.
I have 21 days on those books, so we're still good there.
Sorry if you're in line. Wait on this guy.
You gotta wait, because I gotta skip the line to What is Government, which is another the newest book by Michael Lewis. The first book of his that was recommended to me by Taylor, who was on the episode last week.
Shout out to Taylor.
Shout out Tay. Was The Fifth Risk, and this is the follow-up book to that. So I'm about a quarter of the way through. Really enjoying it. Hopefully finishing that tomorrow. We got our meetup for the book club, for Bricked Up Book Club boys, this Saturday.
Okay.
So I will be finding out what our next book is, and we will go from there.
Amazing.
All
right, guys. Well, thank you, Stratton.
Thank you, Cristiano.
Thank you, guys.
It's
been another week of the Margins podcast. Super excited to see what we get into next week. It's always a good one. Please check out our YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Goodreads, blah, 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 Amazon Music.
Just follow us at The Margins Podcast.
And make sure you're following us at The Margins Podcast. There's other people who are kind of in the margins, not the same. It's like
very different
it's like
story.
A political
That's
one.
Very political, yeah. I know we get a little political, but not much.
Yeah, not like that. So follow us at The Margins Podcast on any platform. Reach out, let us know, engage. What's up?
Yeah, we got a couple interviews coming up.
Yeah, that's exactly what they say. We have some author interviews coming up, so I'm super excited for that.
We have some events. We got another event at Romans coming up.
All right, let's go Romans.
We got some stuff. So guys, stay in the mix.
Yep.
We appreciate y'all watching this week. Until next time.